Today I want to show you how, let's call this an introduction to working with live drums for people that don't normally work with live drums, people that work with programmed drums. That's a long title, okay? But I'm noticing that as we progress in this thing we call mixing, we're using a lot more elements from various genres, you know. So people are giving me a lot more live drums than they used to, and that sort of thing. So I want to kind of get you up to speed on that. Now, live drums, usually what you get is you get the top snare, bottom snare, you get an inside kick, you get something a little farther back, you get various toms. The toms can be stereo or individual. But one of the most important things you get is stereo room mics, and what that does is that's what makes the drum sound live. The sound of the drums in a real room are what, to me, are the beauty of live drums. That's why we add reverb to program drums to simulate that sometimes. And then the overhead mics are very useful too, because that's your high-end information. Then usually you get a hi-hat mic. Now, I'm going to start by showing you the basic philosophy. Think of each mic as being optimized for what it was recording by the engineer. So most tracking engineers are pretty good, and the ones that do drums are very good about giving you all the information you need to get a great sound. Now, on the overhead mics and some of the cymbal mics and the room mics, you might get a little muddiness, you might get a little too much rumble, sometimes you get a little brittleness on that track. Now I'm going to solo the room mic, and it doesn't have to be complex. The less the better. Now here's what my room mics sound. A lot of good information, very well recorded. Now I want to get rid of that boxiness. I want to get rid of a couple of things, and I'm going to compress it. Now, the reason I'm compressing is because I want to lengthen the information that's coming out. In effect, I'm giving the impression that the room was a little bigger. So check this out. So what have we done? We pulled out 9 dB at 800, which is the Chris Lord-Alge frequency. We've boosted a little bit around 3.5K, boosted a little top end. Now I'm going to take the EQ out. Now let me show you what the compression is doing. Let's in and out. Right now in. Okay, and then overall effect. So think of it as we're preparing it. We're chopping vegetables for our stew. We got this little vegetable kind of cleaned up where we want it. Now another important ambient contributor is the overheads. Now the overheads, we've got left and right, and a similar approach. I'm not going to spend as much time, but I'm going to give you a before and after on that. Okay, check these cymbals. That's what we're trying to smooth out. I'm taking some 5K out of the cymbals, and we're taking a little of the 300 mud out. Now, that's the basic essence of the drum sound. So let's get a kick, let's mute these, and let's get a kick and snare going. Okay, now the kicks and snares approach just like you would regular drums. Now I've got some triggers. I'll give you an example of what I'm using with my triggers. Here's the kick I was given. Here's what I'm adding. Snare. Now we've got our kick sound and our snare sound. Let's add in our overhead in our room and see what we've got. Okay, here's the dry sound. Here's the overhead. Here's out, in. Now the room is going to give us the vibe for the drums. Here we go. Exaggerate it. Let me show you what happens if I increase the compression. It changes the timing a little bit, makes it longer. Remember, JJP talked about that. I've got all the toms going to this aux. With toms, I take out a little bit of somewhere between 4 and 8, depending on how they're recorded. Add a little bit of attack in the mid-range at 1.5. Add a little bit higher, and this is what my toms are doing without it. Now I'm adding a room sound to this. This is an emulation of the 2016 by Princeton Digital. Now it's contributing quite a bit. Here's without it. Okay, here's with it. Okay, so there's really not much to it. It's just methodically trying to get everything working together, and sometimes experiment with flipping the phase on particular tracks. That'll enhance some things. This track was recorded pretty well. Now here's the whole entire drum track. Okay, so that's pretty much it. It's not that complex. It's not that hard. Just the frequencies you want to work with, or the mud is somewhere between 3 and maybe 6 or 7, 8. You be careful when you add low end. You tend to not want to add the same low end you would in an R&B thing where you're adding 40 and 60 and 80, but you can, depending on what your drum's like. Sometimes it's better to get that from a sample. You want the crack on the snare, and we didn't go into the snare because we've covered those so much. And but the vibe's all in the overheads and in the room mic. So I hope that gets you started, and you're on your way to recording the next Green Day album. Okay, all right.